Hello and welcome to Rathods IS. Today in this session, we are going to see current affairs of 21st April 2024. So first, we are going to take PDF of Hindu and we are going to pick out the articles which are relevant from our examination point of view. And many students, they have a tendency to skip Sunday's newspaper. So Sunday's newspaper is very important to cover your science and technology and as well as environment and ecology current affairs. So my sincere request is, please don't skip the Sunday's newspaper. So even though you will be not getting many editorials or op-ed or text and context, so there will be like some areas you can cover from the Sunday's newspaper and we are going to focus on that. We are not going to waste much time, okay, on discussing irrelevant articles. Only what is important, we are going to discuss that. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay. So, here first of all, we are going to pick out the articles. And many students, you are facing problem of picking out of articles. And if you have a good command on your syllabus, okay, if you are having a good command on your syllabus, like what are the topics which present in your subjects in papers like GS1, GS2, GS3 and GS4, then you can easily pick out the articles. There will be no problem in picking out of articles. Believe me. So if you don't have the proper command on syllabus, first of all get it that. Okay. So get it that done. So you need to get the good command on the syllabus. And this one is go through the previous questions so that you can understand like how questions are framing in UPSC. And how current affairs can be asked as a question in your UPSC prelims and mains. So you will be getting that idea. So after that idea that you got, then it will be very easy. So believe me and trust me. So this will work 100%. And now let us see the front page, and this is front page. And let me read out the title of the article which is important. The first topic is IRDAI removes age bar for purchasing health insurance. So you might have came across this concept of health insurance, right? So you will be paying premium every month, and after if you are having any emergency, then you can get the money from insurance companies, right? And you can pay it to the hospitals, or else after death also. Sometimes there are some different plans under this health insurance. So based on this, you will be getting monetary benefit. So one important loophole in this health insurance is, so if you are crossing 65 years, then you are not eligible to get this or to have a plan, okay, new plan. So because of this, what happens? So people who are above 65 years, that means they are not part of demographic dividend, correct? So I will tell you some ideas so that you can broaden your thinking perspective. So now let us see this topic in detail. So it is talking about health insurance. So this topic, it is about health insurance. And this topic is important from your GS paper 2 under health topic. Okay, and under your governance also it is very important. And even from your polity also this is very important, because we are talking about non-constitutional bodies, and that is also part of your governance also. Okay, so under polity we are going to study about IRDAI. So here what is the concept, why it is in news? So you know about this health insurance concept, right? So actually after birth of like whenever there's delivery happens, so there will be like many insurance we are going to like use them, okay, in the name of the parents or in the name of the children, like that. So if you're working in like organized sector, so that organized sector company will be providing health insurance. So if you're working like organized sector, for example software engineer, like that, you will be getting health insurance. And one loophole here is, so there is no health insurance policy that is applicable if you cross age of 65 years. So now let us connect this topic with one more concept, that is demographic dividend. So what is this demographic dividend? So whenever any country which is enjoying youth population or like working age population, that is called as demographic dividend. So what is the age? Age is 15 to 64 years. But here if you see, it is saying about 65 years. That means, so after 64 years, we are calling them as old age population. They will be not coming under this concept of demographic dividend anymore. Okay. So they will comes under this concept of old age people, and now they comes under category of dependents. Okay. They will become dependent on this demographic dividend. So one more important concept that I have to connect here is about economy of a country. So whenever in any country, whenever there is a case of increasing of old age population, for example, you can take in present day like Japan. So in Japan there is increasing of old age population. Means what happened whenever there is increasing of old age or like elderly people, so they will be facing many health issues. Because of increasing of age, what happened, the cells will become weak, so that they will be succumbing into like different diseases, especially they are facing this non-communicable diseases like kidney damage, liver damage, like heart disease or lung disease or any other disease per se which is non-communicable. So in that context here, government need to increase its spending in health of this elderly people. So because of this, already you know that economy of every country in that present scenario, in this present scenario, so they are not well. So there is a weakening of economy which happened, and the primary reason is because of COVID-19 pandemic. So because of this, now here governments, they want to increase the private sector contribution. Okay, it want to decrease its deficit, budgetary deficit. So because of this, government now said that here we have to come up with a new plan. Okay, we have to come up with a new plan so that we can include this elderly people who are more than 65 years under this health insurance. Clear? So these all are the background that you have to see. Okay. So here in this context, you have to see like what is the significance of this move. Okay, you have to see like what is the significance, why it is important, and we have to make healthcare accessible, affordable for these people also, so that we have to provide some special kind of policies for the people who are more than 65 years of age. And next one is you have to see some policies, okay, which are going to come regarding this. And even you have to see like what are the facts regarding this non-constitutional body. And these all are the dimensions that you have to see. Okay. So whenever you are reading newspaper, your thinking will be broadened. So you will be not a narrow-minded. Okay. So you have to increase your dimensions and perspectives. That happens only if you are reading current affairs or newspaper. Clear? And now let us see this article in detail. So I said like why it is in news, because now IRDAI, that is Insurance Regulatory Authority of India, has removed the age limit, okay, for purchasing of any health insurance policies. And this move, it is going to be come into effect from April 1st onwards. And if you see here the details, earlier there was an age limit. So earlier for this insurance, if you want to purchase any policy, yes, there is an age limit of 65 years, okay, to buy a new health policy. So IRDAI's latest move, it also aimed at bringing in extended health benefits to the senior citizens, because these senior citizens are most vulnerable to the health diseases, right? So they will be facing already non-communicable diseases like hypertension, diabetes mellitus, whatnot, many, right? So because of this, if there is any limit of age to purchase or to buy this new health policy, that will be impacting the senior citizens. So they will be not getting proper health benefits. Okay, so because of this, now IRDAI said that we have to remove this limit of 65 years of age. and IRDAI came up with a directive, and this directive which mandated health insurance providers to develop specialized policies. So for these people, if they want to take new health policies who are more than 65 years of age, so for them now onwards these health insurance companies, they have to come up with a specialized policies, okay, especially to deal with the senior citizens, and to establish dedicated channels for addressing the claims and as well as grievances of the senior citizens. So this is the order which made by this IRDAI. Because of this is the news, and if you are talking about what will be the advantage, so this will be helpful for meeting the special requirements of the senior citizens, and even it will be very helpful for making our healthcare inclusive. So it is one important goal of healthcare, right? So we have to make our healthcare inclusive healthcare. So if you are coming with this type of changes in healthcare insurances, then it will become very helpful and affordable for these elderly citizens or senior citizens to get proper health care and to address their health requirements. And in this way, so this will also enhances accessibility, that means access to health care and affordability of health care coverage across all groups. And now let us see some facts regarding this IRDAI. So IRDAI, it is an autonomous and statutory body. So it is not a constitutional body, it is non-constitutional body. For example, it is a statutory body, so which has been established under IRDA Act of 1999. And actually it is an apex body, and this body which supervises and regulates insurance sector in India. So because of this, it gave regulations regarding this age limit, removal of this age limit for new health policies. And next one is, what is the important objective of this IRDAI? It is focusing to protect interest of policy holders. So the people who took the policies, and to regulate and to promote and ensure orderly growth of insurance industry in India. And under which ministry it comes under? Obviously it comes under Ministry of Finance, and head office in Hyderabad. And what is the composition of this IRDAI? It includes like 10 members. So it is having like a chairman, 5 full-time members and 4 part-time members, and these people, they will be appointed directly by Government of India. So these are some important facts regarding this IRDAI, and there is a high chance of getting your prelims questions from this topic. Clear? And now let us see what are the functions. So first one is, it is focusing on fair regulation of this insurance industry, so that it wants to ensure financial soundness, and it wants to make the laws and regulations are properly implemented and applicable. And this one is, it also frames regulations periodically on timely basis, so that there will be no ambiguity in this insurance industry. And this one is, they are also focusing on registering and regulating of insurance companies, and they are focusing on licensing and establishing norms. They are focusing on licensing and establishing norms for insurance intermediaries, and they are also focusing on promoting professional organizations in insurance. And this one is, they are focusing on regulating and overseeing premium rates and terms of non-life insurance covers, and they are also focusing on specifying financial reporting norms of insurance companies, and especially they are also focusing on regulating of investments, and as well as they are focusing on even funds of these insurance companies, and they will be focusing on maintenance of solvency margin by insurance companies, and even they are also focusing that this insurance had to even spread to rural areas. Okay, so there should be like increasing of insurance coverage in rural areas and also to the vulnerable sections of society. So these are some important things that you have to see from this article point of view. Okay, so now let us move on to another article. So this is the only one article which is important from our front page, and if you move on to city page, there is nothing much important. Okay, there is nothing much in the city page, and even entirely you can see like advertisements. And in this states page, I found like some articles which are relevant, and especially I love to see this article. So it is one of my favorite article of this today's newspaper, and I felt really very happy like how the conservation is very important, how eco restoration initiative will help to restore the streams. Yes, this is true. So actually there is death of one stream happened because of introduction of exotic species, and because of that forest officials, they took this eco restorative initiative and they removed that exotic plants or trees, and finally again this stream came into life. Yes, the dead stream came into life, and even in this scorching summer it is producing like amount of water. Okay, so I will tell you exactly what is the amount of water. That is, it is releasing now 6.5 liters of water per minute. You can see like how the life came into existence for this stream or springs. Okay, so yes, now let us see this article, and there are many dimensions that you have to see from this topic. And I will also explain you like how can you use this article as a case study. So this article is talking about eco restoration initiative. Okay, so this article, it is important from your GS paper 3 under environment and ecology. So if we are talking about eco restoration, so why we are coming with this eco restoration initiative? Yes, what happened, there was like degradation. So because of degradation we are going for this eco restoration. Okay, so here you have to understand what is the meaning. What is the meaning of eco restoration, and you have to see even degradation, and you have to see like what are the causes of degradation. So one important cause which is said in this article is because of introduction of exotic species. And you have to see other causes, and you have to see like what are the measures can be taken to prevent this degradation. So one important method here is eco restoration method, that is given here. And you have to see because of this habitat loss, for example, you can see like what is the impact of this degradation. So one impact will be like degeneration of resources. So what will be the impact? Impact will be degeneration of resources. Not only degeneration of resources, what happened? Habitat loss. Okay, not only habitat loss, and there will be negative impact on biodiversity, etc. You can add these points. Okay, so because of this eco restoration, so what will be the impact? And even I can frame a question here is how these eco restoration projects will help to address man-animal conflict. So actually this man-animal conflict is highly in news, and even Supreme Court had been involved, right? So to write this answer of man-animal conflict, you can write a case study like eco restoration is also one solution to address this man-animal conflict. So like that you can give like example, and here you have to see like which is that stream, name of that stream and the location. So it is part of our GS paper 1 geography. Okay, so these all are the dimensions that you have to see, and we are going to see this topic in detail. Don't worry. If you see why it is in news, so what happened? There was death of stream. That means a moving water. Streams are nothing but the areas where we can see like in the small places the moving of water will happens. So in the midst of sweltering summer, that means high temperature, a stream which is long dormant in tribal settlement within Marayur Sandal division in Idukki has sprung back to life. After 30 years, you can imagine, after 30 years again, this spring, it came into life. So what a miracle. So it is not a miracle, it is eco-restoration initiative. Okay. So here this remarkable transformation is credited to an eco-restoration initiative, so which had been done by Forest Department. And this eco-restoration project which had been started during this 2021, and in 2024 we got the results like, so 6.5 liters of water which is generating per minute. Okay. And now let us see the details of this article. So here the name of that stream is Kamalakam Kudi. Okay, Kamalakam Kudi. So here where it is located in a grassland. Okay, so in a grassland it is like a very active water stream until 1990s. Okay, so in 1990s what the mistake was done was like introduction of Acacia mellorensis, that is nothing but black valte. So black valte, it is an exotic plant species which had been planted around 500 hectares of land. So because of this, what happened? That led to like decreasing of water table. So they are consuming more amount of water, that led to decreasing of water table in this region. And actually here Forest Department in this region in 2021 to 2022, they initiated this eco restoration project. And you have to see like eco restoration project which had been supported by UNDP, that is United Nations Development Program, and National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, that is NABARD. NABARD and UNDP both came up with this eco restoration project, and that led to encompassing 35 hectares at Achanantapura and 60 hectares at Potadi under compensatory afforestation fund. So here you have to see what is this Campa as well. Okay, this is very important concept. So actually what happened under this Campa, so whatever the funds they are getting, so they use that funds for this eco restoration project in this region. And exotic species they were removed and allowing these natural grasses to flourish in this region. And with subsequent backing, so this project which had been expanded day by day, and they covered around 98 hectares of this natural grassland. And later on this stream which is known as Kamalam Kudi Thudu, which had been vanished, followed by introduction of exotic species. So after introduction of exotic species, this stream which had been disappeared. And after this eco restoration project, so this stream had been rejuvenated, and now it is releasing around 6.5 liters of water per minute, even in this high temperatures. So since the conservation of hills into grasslands, the area has witnessed an influx of diverse wildlife. So whenever there is availability of water means, so it will be attracting the wildlife, because water is very essential for the supporting of life. So if there is no water, you can't live and I can't live, right? So everyone needs water. And actually these grasslands, they play a very important role in absorption of water and redistribution to the streams. So this is the one ecological function of grasslands. And you can add this point like whenever you are writing ecological function of grasslands. So grasslands, they play a very important role in water absorption and redistribution through the streams. For example, you can write this Kamalam Kudi. And the resurgence of this stream which underscores the success of our grassland eco restoration efforts. So even though like there is no proper rainfall in this region in this summer, so stream which is providing the water. Okay, so this is a success. And now let us see what is this CAMPA. Okay, that is Compensatory Afforestation Management and Planning Authority. And if you are going for development projects like building of dams, roads, or in ecologically sensitive areas or forest areas, you have to go for cutting down of trees. Yes. So here if you're cutting down of the trees here and you have to go and plant the trees in another area, that is called as compensatory afforestation. So for that we have this compensatory afforestation management and planning authority, and this authority will take care of money and plants to make up for the forest just that get used up for various reasons. And this CAMPA, which has established under Compensatory Afforestation Fund of 2016. So under this act here, so this CAMPA came into existence, and later on it started working from 2018 onwards. Okay, so this is very important from your prelims, that is about CAMPA, compensatory afforestation. So what are the goals of this CAMPA? The first and foremost thing is it wants to promote afforestation. That means we have to increase the forest cover. So CAMPA wants to make sure that when forests are used for other things, new trees are planted somewhere else and to make up for it. So if you are cutting down the trees in this forest, and you have to go and plant anywhere. That is the one important theme. And next one is this CAMPA, which is also focusing on helping states. CAMPA gives advice and assistance to different states. For different states, it is giving an advice and as well as assistance to do afforestation work properly. And next one is it is also focusing on monitoring and recommending. So CAMPA checks the plans and work of each state's CAMPA. So they give ideas based on what they see and also helps to solve the problems. And next one is it is also focusing on resolving the issues. If there are problems between states or with the central government, so here CAMPA will also very helpful to sort out the problems as well between center and states. So because of this, it will be helpful for upholding of this principle called as federalism. So this point is also very important. So when you are writing answer regarding federalism, you can add CAMPA also, because it is helpful to resolve the issues between central as well as states. And now let us move on to next topic. So there is classified. There is no need of going through this classified unless and until you are searching for your partner. Leave this elections 2024 page. It is not at all useful. And here in this news page, you can see one article that is about one important exercise. So title says Indian Navy conducts mega exercise along East Coast. So along East Coast there is a mega exercise, and the name of that mega exercise is Purvi Leha. Okay, Purvi Leha. So you can get a question like Purvi Leha is seen in news. What it is? It is one mega exercise which is conducted by Indian Navy, and this topic is important from your science and technology. So now let us see this article in detail. So why it is a news? Because Indian Navy said that it is going to carry extensive exercise where along East Coast as a part of its efforts to check its preparedness to meet any maritime security challenges. To meet these maritime security challenges, yes, Indian Navy is conducting one mega exercise along East Coast. Okay, so because of this, this is the news. And now let us see some details regarding this exercise. So the exercise that is Purvi Leha. So this exercise witnessed participation of ships, submarines, aircrafts and special naval forces. Okay, so this exercise witnessed participation of ships, submarines, aircrafts and special naval forces, and it said that exercise is also having an important aim. So this is having an aim like validation of procedures towards assessment of the Indian Navy preparedness to meet maritime security challenges. Because nowadays in this maritime area, so maritime is nothing but, so I will tell you some important dimensions. So we have two words, continental and next one is maritime. So continental means nothing but on land. On land it is called as continental. So in water it is called as maritime. So actually the issue here is because of this Israel-Palestine issue, Iran started supporting Hamas. And Iran is also started controlling Red Sea. So even though it is not sharing boundary with Red Sea directly, Iran started controlling this Red Sea by using this people called as Houthis. So these Houthis, they are from Yemen, and Yemen is sharing directly boundary with this Red Sea. And what happened in the recent past, in the recent time, like around 3 to 4 months onwards, there is increased piracy attacks. So piracy is nothing but hijacking of ships. Okay, piracy attacks. And as you all know that India is sharing boundary with Indian Ocean, and India is like a very great power which is increasing its influence in this Indo-Pacific region, and it is taking responsibility to ensure safety and security and peace in this region. So because of this, so for this maritime safety and security, so to maintain maritime safety and security, we came up with this exercise. So this is the thing that you have to know. Okay. And next topic it is about, so next topic here itself, it is about India chooses to regulate, not ban, single-use plastic. So here this article says that India is not focusing on ban, but India is focusing on regulating of single-use plastic. So plastic is very important topic. So it is talking about ban of single-use plastic. And this topic is important from your GS paper 3 under environment and ecology. So here you have to connect this topic with plastic pollution. And from this plastic pollution, there are number of times question asked in your UPSC prelims. Okay, so you have to see like compounds which leads to this plastic pollution. And next one is you have to see this word. What is this single-use plastic? And India also came up with a target of banning of single-use plastic. And here you have to see like what is the status. You have to see like what is the status. And because of plastic pollution, so what is the impact? And you can also connect this topic with one major issue called as plastic accumulation gyres. That is nothing but Great Pacific garbage patch. Not only in this Pacific region we have this garbage patch, even in this Indian Ocean also we have this problem of this garbage patch which is formed by this plastic. Okay, and you have to see like what are the measures can be taken to stop this plastic pollution in India. And you have to say like what are the challenges, like why we are not stopping the use of single-use plastics in India. So all these are the different dimensions that you have to see from this article point of view. Clear? So now let us see those dimensions. So why it is in news? So because we are going to have the negotiations. So negotiation between 192 countries. Okay, and it is going to happen in Canada next week. And they are focusing on the topic called as eliminating plastic pollution. And actually here one study by the CSE, that is Center for Science and Environment, which is a not-for-profit organization, saying that India is in favor of regulation. India is not in favor of banning or not eliminating single-use plastics. So this is the thing which mainly said by this non-profit organization, that is called as CSE. So this is the context. And if you see the details, it says that in 2022, India brought into effect, that is, Plastic Waste Management Amendment Rules. So India brought these rules like Plastic Waste Management Amendment Rules of 2021, and later on India started banning of around 19 categories of single-use plastics. And actually they are like disposable goods. For example, they are used like generally like single use. For example, plastic cups to eat ice creams, or like ice cream, it is my favorite, to eat ice creams, or to take something like desserts, etc. And plastic spoons, earbuds, decorative thermocol, and also wrapping or packing film used to cover sweet boxes or cigarette boxes, and even plastic cutlery. So these are the some important items which are around 19 products that had been banned. And moreover, even the single-use plastic items, they are banned but not uniformly enforced nationally. So it is one of the problems that we are facing. An important aim here it is to, so why this meeting? So that this meeting it is to negotiate, have discussions on implementing of global and national measures. For example, removing the products from market, okay, which are like single-use plastic, and even to reduce the production through alternate practices like non-plastic substitutes, and redesigning problematic items, and to meet criteria for sustainable and safe product design. So these are some important things. And apart from that, if you are talking about this single-use plastic, so this single-use plastic which refers to a plastic item, and this item which is intended, so which is mainly used for only once, and after using we are going to dispose it or recycling it. So single-use plastics, they has among the highest share of plastic manufactured and used. And if you are talking from this packaging items, so packaging of bottles like shampoos, detergents, cosmetics, polythene bags, face mask, cup and coffee cups, and cling films, trash bags, food packages, etc. all will be included in this single-use plastics. And on the current trajectory of production, so it has been projected that single-use plastic could account for 5 to 10% of greenhouse emissions by 2050. So there is also one more prediction that if you are using this single-use plastic, it is not only causing harm to our environment like soil, etc., water, but even it is releasing this greenhouse emissions that will lead to global warming. Okay. And if you are talking about what are the challenges in tackling of the single-use plastic, so first one is in market we don't have much alternative. So we are not using like jute bags or cloth bags, etc. So one major hurdle here is phasing out of single-use plastic because we are having very limited viable alternatives. Okay, and even if you are having that alternative, so they are much costly compared to that of plastic, and they are not muchly widely accessible also. And next one is economic consideration. So single-use plastics are always preferred because of their affordability and convenience. Okay, so if you want to go for alternatives, means we have to focus on research and development, we have to focus on developing of infrastructure that can be costly for both businesses and governments. Okay, and next one is here many people, they are not willing to pay much higher cost for using other alternatives. So this is also one cause of concern. And next one is infrastructure. So adequate waste management infrastructure, it is essential for managing the disposal and recycling of plastics. But we do not have proper infrastructure. So we are not going for even recycling of the single-use plastics. Okay, that is leading to this plastic pollution, environment degradation. And next one is policy and regulation. So while some governments, they have implemented regulations to restrict the use of single-use plastics, enforcement and compliance that can be challenging day by day. So what are the policies and regulations? They are also like very challenging. And there may also be resistance from industries that rely on single-use plastics as well as consumers who are using that. Okay, so this is also one important challenge. And next one is customer behavior or consumer behavior. So changing consumer behavior and attitudes towards the single-use plastic is very crucial for reducing the use. But here we have to bring like attitude change. So if you want to bring this attitude change, it is very difficult and it will take a lot of time also. And this one is impact on livelihood. So in some cases, if you are going for ban or restrictions of single-use plastics, then that will be having negative impact on the livelihoods. Particularly those who are employed in these industries, they rely on production or the sale of the single-use plastics. And if you are taking efforts to phase out this single-use plastic, we have to consider socio-economic implications and we have to provide support for affected individuals and communities. And if you are talking about what are the measures that can we take to deal with the single-use plastics, so first one is what are the laws we have to implement them. Okay, first one is we have to enforce laws and we have to upgrade the capacity of officials, especially issuing challans. So if you came up with proper inspections, okay, in a timely manner, so if you find anyone using this single-use plastic, you can go for issuing challans and we can equip the inspection team instruments like gauge meters so that it will be helpful for reporting on inspection time. And this one is there is a mandate public disclosure and environmental compliance. So here we have CPCB, that is Central Pollution Control Board, and we have Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. So they have to mandate local governments and states to provide quarterly updates on their website, including information on environmental compensation and units shed and fines imposed. And this one is even states they should also submit enforcement reports to CPCB for every 15 days. That is fortnightly means for every 15 days. And here CPCB also should ensure that this information is included in its annual report as per the plastic waste management rules of 2016, and we have to share the data from private players and state authorities. And this one is we have to stop this micron business. So like carry bags irrespective of thickness should be banned. So irrespective of thickness, so we have to ban the use of this or manufacturing of this plastic bags. Okay. So it had been successfully done in some countries where there are even weaker economies, okay, than India, for example, East African countries or like Tanzania, Rwanda, etc. So why can't? And even Himachal Pradesh state in India came up with one important act, that is Non-Biodegradable Garbage Control Act of 1998. It had been completely banned production, distribution and storage of carry bags. So in this way we have to take some steps. Clear? And now let us move on to our Hindu newspaper. So in this business page there is nothing much important. Okay, you can move on to the science and technology. So here you can see one important article, that is about Tamil Nadu uses inexpensive method to treat rodenticide poisoning. Rodenticide means nothing but rodents are nothing but the family of rats. Okay. So what happened? Here in this Tamil Nadu is, so there is high rates of poisoning. It is happening, and these poison is containing yellow phosphorus. Okay, this poison is containing yellow phosphorus, and it is a major problem in few states. And because of this ingestion of this rat poisoning, which is containing like very high yellow phosphorus, it is one of the major reasons for the death in Tamil Nadu. So because of this, now here they came up with using of inexpensive method to treat this rodenticide poisoning. So let us see what is this actually. So what happened here is researchers, they estimated around 1584 cases of rodenticide. They included like liver toxicity, about 554 deaths in just 6 months in 2019. So in 2019 onwards, yes, there are many deaths which have happened. So since 2017 onwards, CMC Vellore, which has been using plasma exchange through centrifugal method to treat people for this rodenticide poisoning. And in March 22, okay, in 2022 here, based on the success of this plasma exchange treatment, Tamil Nadu started using this plasma exchange in 6 apex government hospitals, especially to treat this rodenticide poisoning. And especially in this 2022 to 2023, so there are about 1237 acute liver toxicity patients who were treated, and out of them about 63% of them they had been survived. And initially the people or patients with acute liver failure, they are treated with the plasma exchange, and now it is used to treat for even acute liver injury, which is a one stage earlier than acute liver failure. So even in the very early stages also we are using this plasma therapy, okay, plasma exchange, by which we are curing this liver diseases. So this is the thing which mainly said, and I am saying this plasma exchange, right? So what is the meaning of this plasma exchange? So it is a simple treatment and it costs only 1/10 or to 1/12 of liver transplantation cost. So what is a plasma? Plasma is nothing but in our blood. So let me give you the flow chart. So in our blood we have different components, like we have blood cells and we have water. So that water is called as plasma. Okay, so in cells we have RBC, we have WBC, we have thrombocytes, etc. So we are using this plasma. Okay, after clotting of blood, whatever the water that will comes. For example, if you are taking blood sample in a test tube, and after some time what happened, the blood will be clotting and settle down. So above we will be getting water. That water we are using for this treatment. And there is one more article which is important here, that is artificial intelligence doubles detection rates for esophageal cancer. So again there are some concepts that you have to see. So let me draw the diagram. So actually I forgot to draw the diagrams, even though I am from BPC background, I forgot to draw the diagrams. So please do adjust with this. Okay, so this is mouth and this is oral cavity. Okay, so here this article is talking about esophagus. From buccal cavity, okay, so there will be a small pipe which will be helpful to the movement of the food to stomach. This is called as esophagus. And this article is talking about esophagus cancer. So what is the meaning of cancer? So cancer is a condition where there will be uncontrolled cell division. Where there will be uncontrolled cell division. Okay. And we can say it is also called as malignancy. So what is the problem with this cancer is it will be not present in a single place. So in this cancer we will be saying like formation of tumors. Okay, because of uncontrolled cell division. For example, this is a cell, it have to divide like this. But uncontrolled cell division is happening and that will be lead to the formation of tumors. So whenever tumors are present in a single place, they are called as benign tumors. They are called as benign tumors. So whenever they are moving from one place to another, they are called as malignant tumor. So cancer is also called as another name, that is malignancy. So here what is the news? News here is we are using artificial intelligence, AI, to detect this esophageal cancer. Okay, that's it. So now let us see this article in detail, and that is important from your science and technology. So whenever writing applications of artificial intelligence, now onwards you can also add this point, that is artificial intelligence is also useful to identify esophageal cancer. So if you see the context, it says that scientists, they have developed an artificial intelligence system, okay, that is AI system, that can boost detection rates for cancerous and precancerous lesions. Lesions means nothing but like starting stages. Okay, so here to identify this precancerous and cancerous lesions in esophagus, we are use this artificial intelligence. So this study, which had been done in around 3000 patients in China, and the algorithm almost doubled like detection rates for high risk lesions during this routine endoscopies. So endoscopy is nothing but it is the method or diagnostic tool to know whether there are any ulcers in your stomach or in your gut, like that. So normally gastroenterologists, they will be inserting a small camera, okay, from your mouth into your stomach, and they will be visualizing what is wrong with your inner linings of your GIT, that is gastrointestinal tract. Okay, that is the meaning of this endoscopy. So during this endoscopy, so there is a high detection of this even precancerous lesions if you are using artificial intelligence. And the new approach could enable earlier diagnosis and timely treatment of early stage of esophageal cancer. And researchers, they harnessed the power of machine learning in real time to allow doctors to detect high risk of esophageal lesions. So now let us see one flow chart where you can understand like top artificial intelligence uses. So first one is, it will be very helpful to improve customer experience, and it will be also very helpful to track supply chains, and even it will be helpful to improve or develop human resources, and also it will be helpful for detection of fraud. So nowadays we are using artificial intelligence even to identify like fraud in schemes. And next one is knowledge creation, and for research and development, obviously artificial intelligence is important, and even for predictive analysis and real-time operations and management, and for improving of customer services and risk management analysis, and for customer insights and pricing and promotion. So in all these areas, artificial intelligence is very important. And now let us see next article. So it is talking about China's major cities. They show considerable subsidence. So here if you see this image, there is cracking on the road and the land which is coming down. Okay, I will draw the image so that you can understand. For example, this is the road, so cracks happen, and this area which is now like this, coming down, okay, sinking. For example, sinking of Joshimath is also an example of land subsiding. Okay, so now let us see this article in detail. So the land which is under nearly half of China's major cities, they are undergoing moderate to severe subsidence. Okay, it is going to affect around 1/3 of China's urban population as per the study. As per the study, the grave threat in China is going to be the land subsidence, and is going to affect 1/3 of population who are present in urban areas. So if you see the details, it says that the findings, they suggest that within the next century, 22 to 26% of China's coastal land will have a relative elevation which is lower than the sea level, which is putting hundreds of millions of people at an elevated risk of flooding due to sea level rise. Okay, the findings which suggested that within the next century, 22 to 26% of China's coastal land will have a relative elevation which is lower than the sea level. If you are comparing with that sea level, so there is very low elevation that is going to be happen. So because of this, hundreds of millions of people, they are at a risk of flooding because of sea level rise. Okay, so the reason here is anthropogenic factors, that is because of human activities. So if you are talking about what is this land subsidence, according to NOAA, that is National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, subsidence is nothing but sinking of the ground. Subsidence is nothing but the sinking of the ground, okay, of underground material movement. Because of this underground material which is moving, that is into this subsidence of the land. And it can happen for a host of reasons. There are many reasons. For example, it may be like man-made reasons or natural reasons, like removal of water or removal of oil or natural resources, and even mining activities, and because of earthquake, because of soil erosion, because of soil compaction. So these are the well-known causes of this subsidence. And this subsidence which can happen over very large areas. like whole states or provinces, or some small areas like corner, etc. So in these regions, yes, we can see this land subsidence. And these are the very important articles that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. Okay, and if you really like the class and if you are getting some points like how to read newspapers, some dimensions, some important facts, etc., please do give the Google review, and I am giving the review link in the PDF. Okay, so click on that and kindly give the review. It is very important for us in this time. And now I want to announce one small course that we are going to launch. That is, okay, so this is our new offline batch course that is going to be started from 27th May. So from 27th May, we are going to launch new offline batch in our Ashok Nagar in Hyderabad. So here we came with this policy of 50% refund with a written agreement. So nowhere in India, no institute is providing this. So we are going to provide you assurance that you are going to clear examination. So even after your coaching, if you are not even clearing your prelims, so we will be there in entire your journey. But even if you are not clearing prelims, we are going to give back the amount that you paid, that is 50% of amount. And the important features of this course is like daily you will be having 5 hours of classes and you have 5 study hours. That means you have to stay here in this institute for 10 hours. So from morning 8 to 1 you have class of GS, and from 3 to 8 you have study hours. And what are the study hours are there? We are providing the study space along with faculty support. So in that study hours you have to focus on revision, and next one is practice test of mains and prelims, and next one is your NCRTs. And there is exclusive focus on CSAT, mains answer writing practice, essay and case study. No one is providing that. And this one is we are having interaction with the toppers and even one-to-one mentorship with lecturers, and there is 100% syllabus coverage. And here we are going to practice even PYQs of more than 10,000 from your UPSC. Okay, and next one is regular test, and we are also focusing on previous questions of mains from past 12 years, and we are focusing on contemporary issues, that is very important from your prelims and mains. Okay, so these are the very important facilities that we are focusing. So with all these facilities, we are that much confident that we are going to help you to clear your examination and to reach your goal. And if you are interested, and if you are a personality of working hard, and if you are serious about your goal, come and join this program. And we are going to start from May 27th, and already admissions are going on and only very few seats are left because of this policy. So seats are filling up fastly. So try to occupy your seat as soon as possible. And if you have any query, you can call us on this number 8074765513. Okay. And one more thing here is I want to show you like where can you get the notes of this class. So this is Rathods IS classes Telegram channel. We are posting the links of the class and even the notes. So join this so that you will be not missing any update. And next one is this Rathods IS Academy YouTube channel. Please do subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new. And next one is, this is our website. So Rathods IS Academy is not only providing offline but even online GS prelims cum mains foundation course, and the cost of online is 20,000 rupees. And it is combination of recorded plus live classes. Live classes will be there for 4 days every week. That will be around 1 hour class. And there we are going to discuss mains answer writing and the current affairs and any updates. And next one is, it is also including your prelims test series, mains answer writing practice and mains test series, and as well as prelims booster course before 5 months of your examination. So all these are included in this course, and if you have any queries regarding this online or offline, you can call me on this number 8074765513. Even this is WhatsApp number, you can text me on WhatsApp. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this class. If you really like this class, hit the like button and please do share this class to your friends. Okay, and don't forget to subscribe to Rathods IAS Academy. And thank you very much for watching.